welcome to our interrogation today. We have 3 suspects who are all being charged with capturing an online audience and holding them hostage.
Our first guest today is Anna Horan, and she's the editor-in-chief of The Vine, which is an online publication.
And our next guest today is Beatrix Collins. Beatrix has actually started her own company called ScreenHerd, which helps feature films be more marketable on social media and does different things.
And then our final guest is Steiner Ellingson, who is the director of the Melbourne Web Fest.
It's called The Transition, so we're talking about traditional media and digital media, whether there's a transition between the two, and if there is, what it's like. Now, you also have a background in journalism.
I do.
And you currently teach it as well. I think journalism is one of those really interesting ones where print media is starting to struggle a little bit. A little bit. And so I guess I want to just ask you for the start, what do you think is the difference between producing online media for an online audience, such as that sort of written content?
I think the kind of the discussion about whether or not print is dying is getting kind of old. I think the way that people are interacting with it is really, really changing. I don't think it's going to die anytime soon. The big difference, I think, is just the diversification of the content and the distance between the producer and the audience.
There's just so much information, so much more opportunity for all of these stories, and we're under so much pressure to create so much stuff every day.
And Beatrix, what you're working on is perhaps less of a transition from one to the other, but more of the two working together, perhaps?
When you are working with industries that maybe aren't as flexible and aren't as progressive as you might like, and not mincing words there, that is unfortunately true, and there are areas of both industries who are doing fantastic and exciting stuff, but for the most part, anything digital is a really hard sell.
You don't generate money by setting up a WordPress blog, or if you're producing video content, you've got to have 100,000 views on YouTube before you get $100. You got to you need to branch out. You need to do a bunch of different things. You got to have your own blog, and you got to talk to people like Anna, and you got to intern with the institutions. That's where opportunities really come from, and that's eventually, I suppose, what leads to money. And sometimes you have to do a lot of unpaid labour to get there, unfortunately.
When I did start interning, I was paid, and it was only $50 a day, which is really nothing, but I was doing it 3 days a week. I wasn't at uni anymore, but I had a bar job as well, and $50 a day for 3 days a week actually covered my rent. And at one stage, Everguide had to stop paying its interns, and that conversation was, I understand if you don't want to do this anymore. As long as you're getting something out of this, then I would love for you to stay, and I feel shitty that, we don't have the money at the moment. But if you're just doing it, you're just showing up and not really getting anything out of it, then why are you there? Why are you wasting your time? Why are you giving them,
And also for the students here that sort of have done their internships and that sort of thing, and are probably trying to build up a portfolio or create content so they have something behind them, so that they might have a few names of companies that they've worked for, they might have a bit of work that they've done. How do they use that to get the paid internships?
Well, I've always had a really great experience with using LinkedIn, and I feel like a lot of people ignore LinkedIn or kind of set up a profile and then just ignore it.
So 2 of you that have started up, what were the obstacles that you guys sort of faced in starting that, and also about the funding and monetizing your own content?
Look, I think, setting up your own thing is 100% about compromise, and I think what I'm pulling out of the story, like, have another income stream, is probably the most important thing that you can do if you're going to set up on your own, and get really pragmatic about thinking about money. There is an inherent value, well, not an inherent value, there is a financial value now in growing and maintaining your own social media presence, because we actively want you as an influencer. As soon as your authenticity suffers, your content is strictly downhill.
In the next 5 years, in 5 years' time, where do you think the media industry is?
And what digital platform should we be looking out for?
The way that it's going, it's going to be more kind of brand connections and sponsorships, and what I think it really is to put the conspiracy hat on and just go, well, everything is bought and nothing's original, it's all just sort of directed by money. I don't think that you don't have to accept the money if you think it's going to kill your creativity.